All right, another day taking Stella for a run. What happened today? Well, I can only film with no sound at the moment, so I thought I'd do a director's edit cut with commentary. And so here we are. What do you reckon? So let's play from this moment as I'll just head up the road and I'm just getting to the street park. As we all like to do these days, we're a film world. See you watching me, watching you, and what you gonna do, kind of thing. Some don't mind it, some do. So I'm just going to play it from here. Talk about me nearly hitting a pole. Doing I see you watching me, watching you. Lucky that I didn't hit the pole to do. That would have been funny, I reckon, hitting that pole to have something funny. You could nearly say there was a Matrix interference in a way. You know, part with the girl in the red dress. Of course, this one's not a girl in a red dress, but it sort of feels like that. And then you go to talk to someone because they're there, and then something happens. See if we get it. Now, it's in my pocket, so it's a off and on kind of thing here. There's Stella. She's getting it. Stella cut her foot in the end. And then some glass or a sharp rock or something, which she's got a bit of cut. Here it is here. It was recorded, and I went, whoa! And then it stops there. And it stops like that. And it comes back on again. Because I was holding my phone and I nearly ran into something. Did you just see it? What happened there? I have to go back myself. Did you see it? It's like real quick. It's like, look, huh? What? Ah! But it's all quiet, you see? And then there's these little safety poles near an electrical box or a phone box or something. And they're sticking out. They're on a slight angle too. So if you're actually on the edge of the path, you may still clip it. Like it sticks into the path a little bit. And I felt myself going off to the right. That's where I was heading. And I managed to look just in time and do like the jet ski or motorbike swivel, like lean, move. Definitely, me knee definitely would have hit it. There's half my knee sticking out. And I turned around and went, whoa! And just ducked in and nearly hit a pole. Right at a moment of, I see you watching me, watching you. And what you gonna do? Boom! I hit a pole. No, it didn't happen. But that would have been good on their end, eh? And I said to Emma, because she was on the phone, I said, oh! I started laughing. I'm like, that would have been so funny if I hit that. Wouldn't have bothered me if I did or didn't, I guess. Because I would have took it as a karma kind of thing. And I laugh it off, things like that, because I'm doing something stupid and not really being 100% cautious. I'm pretty cautious, as I am. I avoid the situation. But it was close, wasn't it? As I went to do something to talk about a point, and perhaps you shouldn't do things too quickly like that. But I was riding through, cruising, about, average of 10k an hour or something. And I just checked out the shop doors, and went, oh, that's clear. And then just I looked away, I noticed this dude's recording with a tourist or something. And I thought, oh, it was a moment to go, I see you watching me, watching you. Right, to get a point out. And, yeah, and that would have been a good point, eh? Whose point would have been getting their point out if I hit that pole, right? And if I hit the pole, I would have got up and laughed about it and went, look at that. And then I probably would have walked over to the guy that was recording, right, and go, did you get that? Because if you did, you missed out on something. But hey, I recorded me hitting that. It can even bring up a conversation if I felt like having a conversation. Other than that, you can get up and feel shameful and go, shit, anyone see that? And whatever. A lot of people do things, but I usually either, just get up and shrug it off. No one's around. But in that moment, as I was doing a moment, I had also another moment to do an opportunity to talk about the moment, you see? And that's how you should see life. And if you see life in certain ways, you find that you don't have to worry about doing so many tests and going through so much things, perhaps, because you're more onto it, you're learning, you're upgrading, as some people would say. You know what I mean? And I've been like that all my life, like I talked about with Emma. I've always seemed to avoid accidents, real accidents, don't I, Emma?
Yeah.
Not my own little self accidents, to, working with something, dropping a little rock and little things. I actually get them quite a lot, as I like to, go a little quick in areas when I go to work in certain areas, is I always feel like it's behind, right? And I've learnt not to do that too much, right? That's the thing I've got to do, slow down a little bit in my life, isn't it, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I do everything, the best I can when I can, as most of us do. And so, yeah, that would have been a funny moment, hey, hitting that pole. And when I come back in the second record, I just showed Emma. It pretty much shows me which pole it was. And there's a few people there at that moment, so I won't bother about showing that one. It was even more crowded when I come back. But I was onto it more as I wasn't talking and labouring on in certain moments. What triggered me to do such a thing is that, hey, look, I got a moment of people recording. But I'm not the only one that records as we're in a record called world. The only time we have problems is if we record certain things and don't look at what we record or ignore people feelings of what you may be saying or posting. If you believe you don't know them, don't deserve it, they shouldn't, right? Unless you know people and they deserve it, that's okay. But if you don't, you can hurt other people's feelings by posting up you down the street and getting people picking their nose and that. And people actually look for that. These other people are nasty. They look for things like that and use these loopholes and then create these problems so other people can't be real when it comes to recording in a record world that we all technically have to learn to get along with when it comes to free will and free record. And free will comes with free technology that comes out. So the technology that comes out, it's got to be free for everyone, not used against us. Otherwise, it becomes a bad outcome, right? And so we hope that we all get along. That's why we have Neighbourhood Watch and we communicate so things are less of a problem when it comes to those areas of accidentally recording things that we shouldn't record or deliberately recording things to make a profit of other people's feelings or what they've been through, like picking their nose up the street and then you put it on and have a laugh. It's not a very good thing to do, Emma? And so you try to avoid them type of things. If you ever see it yourself, make sure you don't put it up or try to make that situation even worse by, getting close-ups on it and talking about it and laughing about it, stuff like that. Unless you know that they deserve it. It's a good way to get back on people who do wrong when things can backfire on them and they laugh at people and do things like that, and then you hunt them ones down and get them if you're in such a field. See, every field has an area, right? Most of the time, unless there's too many warriors that want to fight and get bored. But they can train, and there's other areas to look for if you can get to the space race area, but we're a little far from that. Other than that, if you want peace on Earth here, you don't need too many warriors, but you do need the standard amount. And if the amount's getting bigger and bigger when it comes to how many warriors and equipment you need, perhaps you need to go talk to your allies or enemies and try to figure out why you need to spend so much money and waste so much money when it comes to defence if you need a big army. The longer your army's big and you have to have that for peace, the more money you got to spend in that area of a problem. So it's like spending money on security because you've got issues with your neighbours too much, you know. But anyway, have a good one, everybody, and see you later. Let me know what you think of that. What would you have done in such an outcome? And have you been in such an outcome? And what happened? Let me know. See you later.